Hey, before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hey, welcome to another MixelPix one-shot. Today we've got something coming to us from the Star Wars universe, and if you're a fan of the Disney Plus Mandalorian show, I've got something to show you. Coming to us from Amazon.com, from the Star Wars Vintage Collection, much like you might have had when you were growing up during the 80s, your very own Chicken Walker, updated for the Mandalorian. So if you've seen the show and you've made it through the entire first season, then you'll be familiar with this bit of callback to the original trilogy. And looks like it's been beat up and repainted a little bit and stuff. But otherwise, I think it's probably the same exact mold as they used in the original ATST. So it comes with one of the Klatooinian, I guess, Raiders. So it comes with a figure from that episode as well. Pretty cool. Let's check it out. So if you've been watching MixelPix, then you'll know that most of my content has to do with Transformers, mostly Transformers Masterpiece and third-party Masterpiece toys. So Star Wars is a bit of a departure, but I am an old school Star Wars fan. When I saw The Mandalorian, get through that first episode if you're having a little trouble with that first episode. If you're a Star Wars fan, I think you're going to enjoy the whole series. It's all good. When they brought in the Chicken Walker in one episode, it was so cool to see on your home screen. Not even because it's a movie, but just because the quality of the show is that good, just from a television show. So a shout out to Disney and the creative crew that does that show. So it said this was new, but the tape looks like it's been broken already. Maybe that just happened in transit. I hope so. Let's open it and make sure all the contents are in there. Let's give it a tour of the box first. All right, we were looking at the back. This is technically the front, and it looks like it's the same as the back, which is smart packaging on their part. And then on the sides here, got some good product photography. And look, it's the same. So no matter where you place it on the, or how you place it on the toy shelf, it's going to be placed pretty much right. All right, it's looking good. Things look like they're intact. The figure is still in his little baggie. All right, the box itself. We've got the head of the walker. I think the platform for the walker's head to go on, connect the legs to, accessories, and the figure, the Klatooinian figure right there. All right, so I'm gonna take these out a piece at a time. Hang on tight. First, we got the Klatooinian character. These figures, man, these sculpts are amazing. I was hoping maybe that was a little removable gun here, but I think it's just molded in and there's his actual gun down at the bottom of the bag. There he is. Look at that. That is a great amount of detail. I mean, Star Wars figures when I was a kid never thought of being this detailed. Of course, we probably didn't have the technology back then to make this kind of detail either. Very cool. Ooh. And his head covering comes off. His helmet and his head covering. Very cool. Leave him on with his protection there. And outfit him with his pistol here. There we are. Rebel scum, or I don't know, villager scum. Yeah, pretty cool. Okay, when I was trying to pose this guy, found out a cool thing about these Star Wars characters. I haven't gotten any of the new characters from this new line of figures ever since The Force Awakens came out. I mean, I haven't been able to bring myself to buy any of the toys. But this is a cool addition to their figures. It's got a swiveling leg here, so you can adjust, and swiveling feet too. Oh my gosh. So articulation at the knee. Does it bend? Doesn't bend. So no knee bend, but it has a knee swivel, I guess in place of a thigh swivel, and an ankle swivel. So kudos, Kenner, that's awesome. All right, wrong again. This thing has knee bends. Holy moly, you can bend the knee. I mean, that articulation is just fantastic. Look, he's even got one in the elbow here. Whoa. Okay, I am blown away by the quality of this figure. So cool. All right, so I'm having some difficulty posing this guy, but the level of articulation is just nuts. I was like, there's no way it's got an ankle tilt as well as a swivel, but it does. I mean, look at that foot. You can tip that foot down. Oh my gosh. Okay, so maybe a little more difficult to make stand up by itself, but potentially highly posable. There we go. The head of the chicken walker. Got the hatch here, and the bigger hatch so you can actually put the figures inside. So that's cool. Let's see, something paper in here. That's very cool. It already comes, it's hard to see here. Yeah, very hard to see. Okay, there you go, you get a little bit of a view there. See, it's already got stickers on the inside. It's already detailed. It's got paint on the back. It's got stickers on each wall. Sorry, it's difficult to see, but there you go. There's a sticker there. Really cool detail on these guys, really cool. Little chicken walker pamphlet there. And, you know, your super basic instructions on assembly for ages 4+. So I should be able to do it. There's the platform. Look at that, they even did different color plastics. So you got the lighter gray plastic here, and they did a darker gray plastic on the inset, which is really a nice touch. Really good molded detail. Little extra bits that you're gonna need. And one chicken walker leg, and the other chicken walker leg. Wow. That's some pretty cool detail. They give you this little printed wrap to make it look like it's worn fabric. This little net here too. I mean, this is really nicely done. Look, even on the foot here, they've got a little wrap, I guess, maybe to pretend as if this has been in the forest and they've had to keep rust out of the joints, so they cover up the joints with some material. Cool. And a different color leg, similar details. Nicely detailed. A little bit floppy because it's a soft rubber, but that'll hopefully let it last longer, not break off as easily. Another piece of detail, not sure what that's going to be for, but there we have it. And ooh, that is pretty awesome. All right, it's really supposed to be as simple as this. You want the round parts toward the front, and then there we go. And now he's got this kind of ratchet action for the head movement, which is cool. So I guess, yeah, don't be afraid, or too afraid anyway. And then ratchet it forward. Oh, and this comes out. There we go, there we go. We got a bird leg. And then this piece right here comes off the top part of the thigh. Guess bends back, but this also articulates right here. So bend it there. And there you go, there's one leg. Not sure where this net's supposed to go, what that's all about. You can sling spoils of war, I guess. There we go. Make sure that gets in there. There we go, snap. That's good. All right, so one of these legs is a little looser than the other. Doesn't take much to move that leg up, you see. This one's a little bit more, got a little more resistance. But I think we can still make it stand. There we go. We got it in its like you know, kind of low power or maybe maintenance mode, or maybe this is the way they disembark from the vehicle so they can climb down from not as high. You know, how do these guys get out of these vehicles anyway? I have no idea. That was never answered. We have no idea how they, according to the movies anyway, how you get into a big old AT-AT. So there you go, and that's why it's a chicken walker, because look at that. Doesn't that look like a bird just sitting on its haunches there? All right, let's pull out those directions for 4-year-olds. And our next steps are affixing that barrel to the right side of the head, the gun to the left, and the big turret to the mouth. That's just going to go up there into this hole. Yeah. Theoretically. Okay. Soft plastic, which is, I guess, good. And then that means that this gun emplacement can go back into those holes. And I think I put it in, well, it looks like I did it right. But it doesn't seem to really want to articulate very much. So what if I put it in upside down? And that's definitely not right because it collides then with the platform. And this turret is kind of minimal use if it were real. It's got minimal movement. It's got this bar here for some reason molded into it as a stop point. That just does not seem at all necessary or useful. If that wasn't there, and maybe you'll want to file it down, you know, you should be able to swivel this up flat, which I would prefer, but whatever. Also, these little gun emplacements seem to have a difficulty finding their snap point inside the post holes. I did see a little bit of debris inside the other one on the other side, and I just blew that one out. So let's see if we can get this to get in here and snap and stay. You don't really feel it snap, which is kind of the bummer. And look at that, it just comes out so easily. All right, well, for display, I guess it's okay. If you don't mind popping these things back on and off, it's okay. All right, so I just reached inside the cockpit here and gave some reinforcement to the wall as I swiveled this into place. It's a soft plastic, so it's not really going to snap, I don't think, but now it seems to be holding better. So a 4-year-old can put these in. An adult is needed to make them stay. So there you go. That's kind of tight now. That's good. See if we can do that with this side. All right. Oh my gosh, is this thing difficult to stand. I can't seem to get it to want to be level with the head. It's either tilted up or tilting down. And unfortunately the head doesn't pivot, so you can't really just pivot the head, I don't think. Oh, I guess you can a little. You can pivot up a little bit. You can pivot it down a little bit. Okay, oh, call me a liar. Maybe this is just a problem with that gun placement, but it can't turn its head much at all now because of that gun turret. So maybe there's a fix for that. I don't know. All right, so just in summary, let's do a little 360 of the chicken walker here. Okay, so just a little note on posability of this vehicle. I mean, it looks good when you can get it posed, but it's pretty fiddly. It's got tricky balance. If you like figuring out the balance of things, then you might enjoy this. But this is not super fun to pose. Just FYI. All right, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. See some of the goods and bads about this chicken walker. I never had the chicken walker as a kid, so I can't really compare this toy to that toy, except for when I got to play with it at other people's houses. And that was so long ago. So anyway, it looks cool. It'll present well on your shelf, and it's really nicely detailed. So if you're filling out your Mandalorian shelf, this one is definitely one you can add. Thanks for joining me. Until next time, see ya.